1 week in a Minecraft world. Enjoy! Day 1, we are starting by turning this cow into a burger. I don't know how to say it so YouTube doesn't get mad at me. And then I got some wood. My next step was to make a crafting table and make some basic wooden tools. Then venture out to find some stone. Just kidding, it was literally like 2 steps away from me, but here is me collecting stone. I just want enough for some stone tools and a furnace. But then I remembered the coal next to where I was getting stone, and I genuinely reached a flow state, and there was just so much. I made such a cool design that I decided to make it my temporary home. I even made a door, but I struggled to place the door because it was vertical. It's a little backwards, but I did get there in the end. After decorating the outside, I had to just admire it, but then I remembered I have no idea how coordinates work, so I decided to build up and make a beacon so I could find my way back, and I topped it off with this door for some reason. But it's time to adventure, and by adventure I mean kill. Gathering some more wood before deciding to head home for the day and just take a moment and admire the sunset. I did some cooking because I didn't have enough wool for a bed, and since I really want dogs, I went and attacked skeletons. I decided it was time to call it a night. Day 2, beautifully sunny day. Munched on some breakfast, nearly drowned killing some more breakfast, and then it started raining, which I was not very happy about, but you know, what can you do? Made my bed. Decided to get more wood in preparation for my house building tomorrow. I had decided that day 3 is the day I move out of my cave, so I started collecting seeds and looking for an area which I found on the top of the hill, so I started clearing it out. I realized it was turning night though, so I quickly rushed back to my home, but I couldn't see the beacon of hope, so I was forced to accept I was lost. So what does every homeless Minecraft player do? At night, they dig a hole. Actually a canon event. I was feeling brave, so I decided to venture out of the hole, but then everything started attacking me. So like the pro player I am, I killed the zombie, then almost got exploded by a creeper. I defeated the creepy crawlies and saw the sun was rising. I wasted so much daylight being lost on day 3, then realized I was actually at my home the whole time and I'm just dumb. But yay, I made it back, and it was time to gather all my stuff in preparation for the big move up the mountain. I discovered this cave looking thing on the way up, and then realized I have the map mod, so I can just mark places and not get lost again. I love the wildlife in this area, so I started building. And then I saw a dog, but it didn't take 3 bones. After ignoring the greedy dog, I decided to get back to building, but the thing is, I have no idea how to build anything that's just not a square, so I was just placing blocks here and there and hoping I could think of something. The sun started setting once again, so I quickly built a temporary roof so spiders couldn't crawl into my mouth while I sleep. Put some sand in the furnace, tested the soil conditions for my future farm, and finally it was time for bed. I started day 4 by getting rid of the scaffolding. I was trying to decide what to put in these little gaps in the wall, so I started with logs, but that just did not look good, so I tried glass and I decided to stick with it. But midway through I realized I did not have enough glass, so I had to go hunt for more sand. I definitely got more than I needed, but the sound was so satisfying, and again I just reached a flow state. Once I zoned back in, I started heading back up the mountain, only this time I stopped by the cave. I saw some iron and decided I wanted it. So I made the pretty easy climb and got the iron and more coal. I could honestly be a coal miner at this point. As I was getting the coal though, my intrusive thoughts kicked in, and I was like, what if I just like jumped off the thing? But the only thing stronger than my intrusive thoughts is my addiction to coal. Is this what it feels like being the elf Santa forces to get the coal for the bad children every year? Because if so, hire me. Like call me up. After all the coal was gone though, the intrusive thoughts, they came back. So I jumped and I found more coal. And then I debated going into the actual cave for a minute with all like the monsters and stuff, but then I also realized I'm not about that life, so I turned around. Missed the jump, but guess what's always there to pick you up when you're down? Cool. I decided to try and be more productive and use my time better, so I started heading back towards my home, and look, I'm neighbors with the bees. That's so cute. And if you look at the corner on the map, there are so many dogs. I put my sand in the microwave and decided to redo the floor. I didn't know what I wanted to do with the floor, but I did know that I would want some pretty carpets eventually, and I really want to build a dog kennel for all of my future dogs. I decided to go for logs on the floor. I don't know why. But my glass was done cooking, so I quickly placed it on the wall. I placed down a chest so I could clear my inventory a little bit, because I decided tonight I'm gonna stay up and try and get more bones for these ungrateful dogs. I couldn't find any skeletons though, only zombies, but I thought, I'm on this tree, I'll be safe. But no, and guess whose baby was here? for the night shift. I successfully killed the mama zombie as the pro player I am, and then I died to a fellow child. After my first death, I decided it was bedtime. Day 5, time to be alive. I started the morning by going back to the tree I had died on last night to get my XP and try and find my stuff. I saw on the map there was a skeleton in my area, so I got him from behind and then realized he didn't even drop a bone. I then made eye contact with a creeper and decided it was his time because that cannot be lowering my property value. I then went back to cutting trees so I could finish the floor. Upon finishing the floor, I realized the wood was facing like 10 different directions, and then I realized I actually don't care. I made another realization and realized I didn't have a door. I had accidentally made the perfect spacing for a door in the middle, and I only had one door left, so it worked out perfectly. I then decided I wanted to make a little fence around the front of the house so I can put maybe animals or flowers or a little garden. I then got some more wood so I could make a gate. Your mama was home when you left, right? I impulsively decided I wanted to find a village. I saw some sugarcane, so I grabbed it. I traveled the full day and no village in sight. Resisting the urge to get more coal, I found lava, and what did I decide to do as a pro player? I jumped. Kept going further despite me only having 2 pieces of steak. I saw a skeleton, but it was accompanied by 2 zombies. Ate one of my last pieces of food because if I was gonna 3v1, I needed my health up. I went for the skeleton first because it was the only one who could actually fight back. Triple kill! I marked the cave to potentially explore when I had more food and items. And then I reluctantly made my way back out the cave and realized it was raining. My strategy was just to run for my life because I was either gonna die and be at home or make it back home. I then proceeded to get jumped by the skeleton out of nowhere, like my heart skipped a beat and I thought it was the end, but by some miracle I managed to survive this. On 2 hearts and no food, I made a home run and I made it. I decided that was enough adventure for the night and it was time for bed. We have skipped to night 6 because I recorded day 6 and it deleted itself, which was so upsetting because I ended up getting 2 dogs that day. I just wanted to kill the skeleton, so I exploded the creeper, and I finally had just enough iron to make a bucket, so I went to sleep. Day 7. Meet my 2 dogs, Yellow and Calico. Today I decided I wanted to make a little vegetable garden, but first I decided to lure one of our neighbor bees into my house and trap them there. I started clearing the front of my house area for the garden bed along with the Barbie Dreamhouse dog house I want to make in the future. But crops first, so I had to search up how to make an infinite water supply. I'm actually quite proud that I was able to do it though. So I started preparing the dirt for the seeds and putting a little fence around it. I had to use mismatched wood because I ran out of oak and I was too lazy to get oak, so it's just gonna look like this. But I went hunting for more seeds and ended the final night by feeding both my dogs. And now we have a baby dog, Baby Yellow. Please leave any name suggestions. I'm honestly just happy that I got my dogs and I'm going to bed. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I would love to do a part 2. I personally loved filming this. If you guys want to see it, please let me know. And if you have any ideas for this world, also let me know. I kind of took a break because I wasn't really enjoying what I was making or playing the game, but I actually had a lot of fun making this video and rediscovering why I like the game and learning how to play the game on my own. Bye bye, I'll see you on the next one.